Three, two, one. What is going on, guys? It is Vincent here, and welcome, finally, to episode 6 of the Vincents Lane Podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Vincent, and with me today is my co-host, Tristan.
Hey, everybody.
It feels so great to be back, but we have a lot to explain, so stay tuned. So, as most of you guys know, we've been gone for almost a month now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Gosh.
I
Okay,
can check real quick if it matters.
Okay, so we've been gone for about a month, and we have a lot to explain pretty much about why we've been gone for literally almost a month. So, as you guys know, our last episode was with a producer named Niza, who was really awesome. It was really fun. But after that episode, I mean, some stuff kind of happened. I'm not going to say we both lost interest in the podcast, but it wasn't really like the top of our
It wasn't a priority in our
it wasn't.
lives.
Yeah, it wasn't like the top of our priorities. And along with that, as you guys know, I don't know if we mentioned it in the past, but we're both lifeguards. And even though our shifts are only 5 hours a day, either morning or afternoon, it's super draining to be out there, like just in the
You're out in the
sun.
freaking sun, yeah.
Yeah, the sun drains you. And even if we have like different schedules, like if I work morning and then Tristan works afternoon, then we literally have no time to do the podcast. And that's pretty much how it's been for the past month. I mean, even if we do have time to record the podcast, we don't really know what to say. We don't have any. I mean, I've DM'd a lot of people. I've emailed a few people to try to get like connections, but I'm not kidding you. Nobody has responded. I mean,
No
people have
one-
seen it, right? People have
Yeah.
seen it, but they haven't actually just responded to me. And I mean, it's not really degrading to know that nobody's really responding to your podcast. But I guess that's just one of the
You gotta
many
look at the
difficulties.
positives. At least we got some people to respond.
Yeah, it's definitely a positive side that we have some people like Waze and Yizo, and yeah,
They're really cool.
yeah, they're really cool. We talked to them after the podcast. It was awesome. But yeah, just work and stuff has been super heavy. And I know Tristan, I'm probably not going to talk about this, but he's been having some family issues.
Yeah,
And
it's not
that's
been
been-
pretty.
Yeah, it's been really messing up our schedule and stuff, and it hasn't really been a very fun time for anyone.
But we're back, so
So,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, but we're back now. Hopefully, after this episode, we're going to be recording weekly like we used to. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about today, both good and bad. So, like I said, the first thing we pretty much want to talk about is why we've been gone. Like, once again, we had work, we had scheduling issues, Tristan has some family issues. And once again, nothing's been going on. It's just been coronavirus.
We've been
we
sitting in our
haven't-
homes.
Yeah, we've been sitting at home doing nothing, pretty much just being lazy.
Which, I mean, that's the best thing
And-
you can do during these times. Because, like, you're not outside and spreading out around, like, the germs.
Yeah, just sitting inside, definitely the safest thing to do. And coronavirus is a huge topic in today's episode. I mean, pretty much because that's the only thing that's going on right now. So, what do you want to start talking about?
First and foremost, I think that unimportant businesses such as like our pool that we've been lifeguarding for the past like 3 months, I think they should just stop. We should just close them down. And I get it. It's not good for business, but people's safety is number one priority, not money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we should put people's health,
health and safety.
yeah, as the number one priority rather than like just making a quick buck.
I mean, yeah, like what you said, like essential workers, pretty much is the
Yeah.
number one. I mean, yeah, like I think 100% that grocery stores should be open, but like a public pool is not a essential business, you know.
And like we wipe down everything, like we wipe down all the chairs that people use when they come and go, and we wipe all of the touchpads that you use to
furniture and
access
touchpads and stuff,
gates.
yeah.
But still, like people aren't like no one wears masks to the pool. Like people, I don't want. It's kind of gross, but people spit out water in the pool and everything. That's like germs can spread that way.
A pool is not a very sanitary place to be, even with the
Exactly.
chlorine. I mean, chlorine does kill corona, but the stuff outside of the pool, that's not safe at all.
Like I'll see groups of like 10 sometimes go in the pool and just like share food and like
Yeah.
just touch each other. It's not good.
And this isn't a rare occurrence. This is a daily thing, and just seeing it on a daily basis, honestly like worries me because, as you guys know, we both live in Texas, which is one of the worst places to be right now at this moment.
Yeah,
And
the highest, I think.
just considering the growing cases that are like, yeah, they're growing rapidly. Being at the pool and working every day is kind of, it's like actually a pretty big risk if you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly pretty scary to think about.
And some of our coworkers, I don't want to like say names. I don't want to say they're
Yeah,
like they don't care about it, but they're being really lax about it. Like they're not
super lax.
they're not like putting as much effort into being safe as they really should.
They're like,
Like
oh, we're all gonna get it anyway. Why not just?
exactly. Like so
I mean,
we have this.
I've heard so. You go, you go.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was talking to one of my friends yesterday actually, and I don't know. I feel like I'm rushing way too into this, but going to the school topic. We can go to the school topic later.
Sure, why not?
But she said, oh okay. So she said that she was gonna go to not virtual like physical school, I guess you want to call it, like actual on campus
On
school.
campus, yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, we're all gonna get coronavirus anyways, so why not just go to school?" And I think that's a terrible mentality to have. That's
That's
like, "Oh,
horrible.
that's a terrible mentality," and that's honestly worrying me that people think like that. They're like, "Oh, we're all gonna get it, and let's just go back to school and just like not care about it." That's the reason why it's getting so bad. People don't care about it. People don't believe it's a real thing, and it's just I don't get it.
But I mean, if you wear your masks, so you know that the NBA is like going back, right?
I haven't
And
really seen much about
well,
sports.
like so they have like 400 players and they're all in this little bubble in Orlando and they have to wear masks everywhere they go. They have to sanitize everywhere they go. None of them have gotten corona in the past 2 weeks. Like that has to say something, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's scientifically proven. People are like, "Oh, masks don't do a thing." It's scientifically proven. It
No,
doesn't
they
100%. It doesn't 100% reduce the risk of it. Like, don't get me wrong, but it does help. It does have an impact.
like people were saying or scientists I should say, they were saying that if we wear a mask, like if everyone complies with the mask rule, the virus will like be obsolete in like 8 weeks.
Yeah,
So I think we should all wear masks. Throw back to the first episode where we kept reminding people to do that.
yeah. I mean, like I said, not really much has changed since our first episode of our podcast. When was the? I'm just gonna look up when our first episode was. How long ago was that?
It was
It
like
was
two
literally
months
2
ago.
months ago. It
But I mean,
was
the big
in
thing that's
May
changed is
5th.
that it's the second spike of or the second wave of it, so it's really big right now.
I mean, that's like a a common misconception is the second wave. There's never been a wave. It's just kept going up.
I guess so, but there was a time where it
There's
was
a
like
spike.
not
Yeah.
as rapidly growing,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
now it's going just soaring, I guess you should
Yeah, it
say.
just literally just soared up. Like not out of nowhere. I mean, it was gonna happen eventually, but
I knew as soon as we reopened we even called it in our first episode. As soon as we
oh yeah,
reopen
we
everything,
said
it's going
oh
to be
yeah.
a major spike.
Okay, so in our first episode, it was before everything reopened, right? It was like a couple days before everything reopened, like a
Yeah, I
week
think
before
so.
maybe. So after our first episode, everything reopened and everything just went to pretty much like to crap. Everything reopened. People started to have parties. People started to have like celebrations. Like, oh, coronavirus is over. We're all gonna be safe. And then, gosh, there's so many videos online you can look up right now. It's people having
Exactly.
like giant parties, people going to the beach and just like not even caring. And then, boom, it just got like so much worse. And
Well,
then,
people were doing all those things like before the second spike anyways.
yeah,
So I
but
guess
like
when the cases went down a little bit, they just thought, "Oh, we can go hang out with friends again." That's
yeah.
no. That's not how
And
you kill a virus.
there's this bar near my house, and I remember I clearly remember the first day that everything reopened. There was like a giant line to go into the bar,
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
a drinking in bar, and they just like, I don't know, man.
I remember the first shift, it was pretty like it was pretty busy.
Okay, so our very no, the very like I worked the opening shift the very first day the pool reopened, and there was like no, there was literally like two people there.
But like when did it spike? It was like the second or third week, I think, where it just people
It was
kept
a couple
coming
weeks
and
after where
coming.
people just kind of gave up on it and like, oh, it's not going to get any better. Let's just freaking do whatever we want, and then oh well, we'll just see what happens.
But then there was that random 1 week where Abbott said put the stay at home order, and like no one showed up for the pool to the pool for like a week.
Oh yeah, I remember that the stay-at-home order that was alerted on everybody's phones. I think just that one day people listened to it, but right, like, pretty much a week after that, nobody really cared and just went back to normal living without
That's what I
any
don't
work.
understand. Like people just need to tighten down
Listen to
on
it.
the
Yeah.
restrictions. Yeah,
I
they
mean,
just can't
they're
think,
not
oh, it's
strict.
okay.
They're not strict at all. All you gotta do is wear a mask, don't have giant gatherings, and you'll be fine. It's just the
Exactly.
people they refuse. I don't know why they refuse. They think they're being like rebellious or something. But literally all I have to do is just listen, like wear your mask, sanitize, don't be in giant groups, practice social distancing, and then hopefully everything will be fine.
Like
Definitely better than it
even
is now.
yeah, that's true. But like even hanging out with like a couple of friends, who cares? Like,
It's just a
but
couple of friends, yeah. As long as you're, but like giant parties and stuff, that just makes me mad.
I don't
Like
understand why
giant,
people can
huge,
be
huge
so ignorant.
parties. Yeah, it's definitely ignorance is a great word to describe that.
Like you do not see all these people dying from it.
Yeah,
Like so my dad and his girlfriend or my stepmom or whatever, they work for an EMS company, and this guy Gary, he was like 50 something. Like that's not it's like not
that's
old,
not
but
old. That's
it's
not old at all.
he got it, and a week later he passed away. Like it just shows you like that. I think that awaked my dad because he didn't really care before, but now he's like super keen on the virus and he won't go out anywhere anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's all it takes for people to understand how bad the virus really is like someone you
it's
personally
yeah.
know.
You don't really believe in it until it affects you personally.
Exactly. Like I've had a couple cousins have it, which is
Mm.
kind of spooky.
I've had someone on my swim team have it like maybe a couple weeks ago, and she's self quarantined for 14 days. She's fine,
Uh,
and that's another thing I want to talk about is the age that it affects people. So I don't know if it's scientifically proven. I'm pretty sure it is that it affects old people way worse than it does young people.
well, yeah, it's basically because they have
Yeah,
way less lung capacity than like
yeah, and their
younger
immune system
people.
isn't as strong.
Exactly.
So I mean, that doesn't mean it's not. That doesn't mean it's like, oh, children are safe, teens are safe. You should do whatever they want. I mean, you could still have the virus and not know. You could have underlying conditions, and then if someone that has it that doesn't show signs gives it to you, then you're pretty much screwed.
Well, yeah, because researchers say that teens can have the virus, but like have nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
They
you
can
can
just
just be a
carry it,
carrier.
which that's spooky.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty spooky.
Because you can have it, like you can have it right now, and you wouldn't know, and you're infecting all these people. That's just how viruses spread.
Yep. And then I've heard a lot of people also say that we need to go out and we need to not wear anything, and then we'll just automatically be immune. What people don't
No,
understand is that you know how long it takes for you to be immune to a virus if you just do nothing. It takes like years to build up a natural immunity.
exactly.
But
Well, apparently,
if we do end
oh,
up having a
just keep going.
vaccine, oh wait, what were we gonna say? We're
I
gonna
was
talk
gonna
about
say,
a vaccine.
yeah, I was gonna say, there was an article that Oxford apparently found a vaccine, and they're
How long ago?
testing it. Oh, I don't know.
I saw something about that this morning, but I don't know. I don't really believe in a lot of stuff right now because if there was like a vaccine testing, it'd be like spraying like wildfire. People would be like, "Oh, we're saved" and stuff.
It was about it was today.
It was today, yeah. I saw that today also. I don't know, man.
I mean, let's just hope it works. But I mean, even if it doesn't, even if it works,
Anything that makes it a little bit worse, a little bit like less than it is, will be
well, even
fine.
if it works, we have to wait a while to see the long term effects of the vaccine on people because you
Yeah,
don't
they have to do
know
clinical trials.
exactly. I kind of feel bad for the people that are like being test subjects because
I
they
mean,
don't know
not so
what's
much
gonna
test
happen.
subjects. I mean, what else is there to do? It's either
I guess
die of
so.
coronavirus or I mean, anything helps. Like anything's better than just having it.
That's true. You make a really good point. So
So,
we don't know how school's gonna be because of Corona.
oh yeah, school,
Y'all probably don't know this, but I'm going into my senior year of high school,
and I'm going into my
and
junior year of high school.
yeah, and I'm pretty much set up to have the worst senior year in like high school history because
Yeah,
they already canceled homecoming and the homecoming game and everything. So like I can't have that.
prom.
Well, they
They
didn't cancel
canceled
prom yet
prom.
for me. They canceled prom
Oh, not yeah, not for
for
you.
2020 seniors.
They canceled our graduation
I know that's so
for our
stupid.
seniors. Okay, so I'm not going to name our school district, but every other school district besides ours had graduation. We waited so long to have the graduation,
Well, it's
and it was.
because we were trying to have it at NRG,
But it doesn't
and
matter though.
well,
Like all the
because
other schools had it at like a giant football stadium. If we were to do it like a football stadium with like a limited number of people, it would have been just as good. But like now we're not having it at
exactly,
all.
it's because our school district was trying to be like over the top for some
Yeah, it
reason,
just
and they were
sucks.
trying to rent out NRG for the graduation. Like, no, you can't do that.
I know. I
It's
feel
not
really
gonna
bad.
work.
Like my brother's a senior. He didn't get to go to prom. He didn't get to graduate. He didn't get to
That
walk the
sucks.
stage. But I mean, he's fine with it. I mean, the one thing that we always tell him is that I mean, he's not the only one. There's a million seniors that are going through the same thing that he is,
Yeah, that's true.
and it's not just him. So I mean, that helps give a little bit of closure. So do you want to go back to what you were saying about your year being ruined, pretty much?
Yeah. So they canceled homecoming, as I already said. Um, but you told me earlier that we're doing online for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks, I think the first like 3 weeks, I think we're gonna go back September 8th. Is we're gonna actually go back, or we can go back.
I'm gonna
I
hate
think
that.
I read something about that. I didn't really pay too much attention because either way, I was gonna do online no matter what because I mean
Oh, you were
I do
doing
still
online.
I do still have another year of school left, and I mean yeah, I get Tristan, you wanted to go to actual school because it was your last year, and I totally understand that. I mean there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
I
that.
think most seniors are doing on campus.
Yeah, they want to at least have another, even if it's not going to be fun, they just want to at least experience walking the halls
Yeah.
one last time. But me, yeah, I was just going to plan on doing online. And I remember last school year I was a sophomore, and then school got canceled. Was it like a month or two before the last day?
Yeah, something like that. It was like
It
in
was like
March.
it was like about a month or two before school should have actually gotten canceled. But whenever they did cancel school, it wasn't bad at all. The corona wasn't bad at all. It was just like, see, this is the one thing I don't get. I mean, last year they canceled school whenever the coronavirus wasn't bad, but now they're reopening it when
Well,
it's like even worse than it is now.
it's because back then we were super scared of the virus because
Yeah,
we didn't know what it
yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna
I
be.
totally get it. Like they didn't want it to get worse than it
Yeah,
was. They didn't want it to spread.
but now we know how to control it a little bit more, and we have more information on the virus. I think they're more confident in running the school, but still, it's kind of a risky thing.
It's still getting so much. There's still so many cases that are getting worse and worse every day.
Yeah, but like I said with the NBA bubble thing, that no one's gotten it in the past 2 weeks, we can do the
Yeah,
same thing.
and I've also heard a lot of people say that like, oh, it's just kids. The kids won't get it, but like they have to think about the teachers and
No,
the staff
you have to
that
think
work
about
there
everyone
also.
involved. You can't just think about
Yeah.
one group.
I remember, like I said, my mom works at a elementary school, and then a lot of the teachers had to quit because they didn't feel like risking their lives over teaching, which really sucks because a lot of them have been there for so long.
Yeah.
And I know one of the teachers, they actually had cancer, or they have it right now, and they had to quit their job because they weren't comfortable going to school again,
Which
and that just really
that's
sucks to
smart,
see. Yeah, it
but
is
at the
smart.
same
It's
time, it
terrible.
sucks. This whole thing's just ruining our lives.
Yeah, I mean, never in a million. I've talked to a lot of my friends about this. Not never in a million years that we thought we'd live in a pandemic, like literally a global pandemic. I remember the first episode. I literally didn't believe it, but now that it's just gotten this bad, and they don't care at all, and people are so ignorant, and they don't think it's real, and it just makes me really really mad. That
Uh,
this could have been prevented a long time ago, but just people refuse to do whatever they had to do to be safe.
I know some people that are like making conspiracy theories on the virus, like saying like making it political when it's not political.
And this shouldn't be a political thing. Yeah, I was about to go over that. It shouldn't. This isn't all political. It's literally just like being safe and caring about like
Yeah,
people's health.
like I can't speak, but um like some people are saying that I don't want to say it. I mean, who cares? The
Go
Democrats
ahead.
are like, because my family's very Republican, so they talk about it all the time. But they were saying like the Democrats are using coronavirus to like rig the voting because voting's gonna be like online, so they're trying to rig the voting. Like that's so outlandish and
I mean,
stupid.
yeah, I'm not going to go over. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I believe what I think is
I'm in the
right,
middle
and
now.
yeah, I'm in the middle. Like I hate. We're like I said, we're not biased on this podcast. I mean, that's another reason why I love this podcast. Love having it is that we both get to talk about our opinions, and none of us are biased. You know, we're smart enough to see like both sides of the argument. But people blaming this on the Republican Party or the Democrat Party is just stupid at this point.
It's a global
It's people
pandemic,
choosing.
not
Yeah, it's a global
politics.
pandemic. Yeah, not politics, 100%. And it's just like people blaming it on protests and stuff. People blaming it on. I mean,
Well, the protests were a big part of it, but
yeah,
anyway,
definitely a big
it's
part.
still
It wasn't all of its fault though, but yeah. But people during the George Floyd protests, most of them were wearing masks.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like
But
you said
yeah,
earlier, masks aren't 100% sure
yeah,
thing
they
of
aren't 100
safety.
percent safe, but it definitely helps
It's
reduce.
basically just helping your respiratory system more than anything.
Yeah,
But yeah, back to the school stuff.
yeah.
So we're doing online for the first few weeks, and then I guess I don't
I
even know
mean,
what we're
okay,
doing
so after
exactly.
that, what I heard is that they're gonna see if it's getting worse, and if it's getting worse, they're gonna stop it. But if there's like not as many cases, they're gonna let them go back to school. I know another school district completely canceled their in
Oh,
class learning.
do you know the district, or you're not going to
Yeah,
say?
no, I won't say it right now, but yeah, I
Okay.
definitely know. It's like the one right next to us.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, they canceled. I know they're 100% they canceled their whole entire school year. It's just gonna be online the whole time.
Yeah, and then I know a school district. They're not opening until like October,
Wow.
so I don't know what our school district's
I don't
going to
know what's
do,
gonna
but
go on. This is crazy. It's
like
wild.
you like even if I knew as soon as they said we're going to do on campus and online, you can choose. I knew that wasn't going to stick. I knew something was going to happen.
It was either gonna get worse,
Yeah,
which it
either
was.
get
It
worse
was gonna get
or it was
worse.
going to happen and it wasn't going to work out, so they'd have to cancel it. I knew it wasn't going to be a surefire thing
Yeah.
from the get go. Even like my mom had doubts about it because as soon as she found out the news, she was like, "It's going to get canceled within the first 2 weeks." So this is just a whole mess.
Yeah. And like I said, do still have another year of school, but even then, I don't know if 1 year will be enough to for this whole
I
virus
mean,
thing to go down
I think maybe a year is probably gonna. I think the virus will definitely not be as prominent as it is now.
in a year.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm hoping
I don't
so
know.
more than
I don't know.
anything.
I really hope so. Like I'm hoping for the best, but I do have my doubts. If we keep going the path that we are right now, it's not going to get any better anytime soon.
Uh, um, Regarding like seniors and stuff, our orchestra, we were going to go to New York for.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Did we talk about this in our in our
No,
first
we
episode?
did not. I
We
don't
didn't
think we did. So
because
every 3 years, four
every
years,
4 years.
every 4 years we like we alternate. So for 3 years we go to Corpus Christi, and then there's 1 year where we do like a big trip, and you can choose Los Angeles, New York, um, what's the other? New Orleans. But we
Or
chose New York.
yeah, New York.
But we chose New York this year, and we
It's
paid
pretty
a
much how
lot
it
of
is,
money.
every year.
Yeah, but we paid a lot of money to like pay for everything, like the hotel, the flight, the everything.
Yeah,
And
accommodations.
yeah, we were so freaking hyped because it was probably gonna be the biggest trip of our school. Like,
Our school careers.
I guess that's how you word it. But we were all so excited, and then it got canceled, and a lot of us didn't even get most of our money back.
I mean, I did you get any of your money back?
I
I got some of it. I didn't get all
I
of it
got some
back.
of it, yeah.
Yeah, I got like a small portion.
But what I'm hoping we do is that we have the trip next year, maybe, and then they'll let the seniors that didn't get to go on it last year go this year, and they just get to go. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I hope we do. Because I feel really bad for the seniors this year. Because I know like your brother, he's really like he doesn't care, but a lot of seniors like they were crying and they were like super depressed.
Yeah, I cared. I was sad. I mean, we were both sad, but like, it wasn't anything to cry over. It's not like we won't be able to go to New York ever again. It's definitely sad. We won't be able to go to New York with our
Oh,
orchestra
I was
classmates.
talking
But
about graduating in general, and like
oh, oh yeah, he was upset, but he wasn't crying over it.
I mean I'd be upset, but I know a lot of people were crying about it, and
Yeah.
they were just getting super depressed that they couldn't experience their school like their senior year like everyone else can.
And so, kind of shying away from the negativity of the whole school year being canceled. Once again, my vows go out to all the seniors out there. You're not alone. I mean, you went through high school. I congratulate all of you. My hat goes off to all of you guys.
Getting through high
You guys
school is
worked
like
so hard.
a big enough
Yeah,
accomplishment.
yeah. And it definitely sucks, to be honest. And just thinking about like how seniors years have been ruined and people's ignorance, that kind of reminds me of Karen's right now.
What do you mean? Like, explain.
Explain. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know how all this is going around. People are dying. People are losing their jobs. And then there's this thing called Karens. Let me look up the definition real quick if you guys don't already know.
I think most people know what a Karen means, but
But if people do not know, a Karen, a member of an never mind.
just look at big
Karen,
Urban
okay,
Dictionary.
okay, here
Do you
we
want
go.
to? I
Urban
have it right
Dictionary,
here.
Karen. Okay, the stereotypical name associated with rude, obnoxious, and insufferable middle-aged white woman.
That's basically what a Karen is.
Yeah.
So
So
what
there's a
about
lot. You
them?
can just search it up right now. So pretty much how Karens are ruining this whole entire pandemic is that they're refusing to wear masks. They do not believe in the virus. They think that this is some huge like conspiracy thing that it's just like, oh, we all need to be free. We're not going to let the government control us. We have free rights. This is our right. I'm like, no, it's not. It's wearing a mask or not wearing a mask is not a violation of your right.
Exactly. It's just
That's
asking
like
you to
that's like
wear a
yeah.
mask.
That's like saying, "Oh, no shoes, no shirt, no service," and then people are getting pissed off that are like, "Oh, they're not letting me into the store, or like they're not letting me into Costco because we don't have a mask on." I'm like, that's the same for any establishment. It's like, what if you show up with
Exactly.
no clothes on? You're not gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna violate my rights." And there's so many videos online of freaking Karens throwing masks away. There's just one video I saw. It was like this one Karen. She was at a Target, and she was
Hmm.
just throwing masks on the floor from the shelves, and she was like screaming and yelling. And she's like, "Oh, the government's not gonna control me. I have free rights and stuff like that." And she
Yeah.
ended up getting arrested. But I mean,
Arrested.
yeah, because she was like, what is it called? Resisting authority.
Oh yeah.
But I mean that just really makes me mad that there's people once again that they don't believe this thing is real. While people are literally dying, losing their jobs, family members are getting sick, and they just think it's like they're just above everyone. They're being so ignorant, and the words cannot describe the despise I have for these freaking Karens.
And their main
It's,
excuse is like, I can't breathe through this mask.
it's just a piece of paper. It's a piece
Like,
of cloth.
if you're having trouble breathing, just go to like an isolated corner, take it off for a second, and then you're fine.
But even that, like, it doesn't even. It's not hard to breathe with the mask on. Like the one that
I don't
maybe
think
if you have like
so.
a, it's not at all hard. And then I'm kind of basing this off of the H3 podcast I watched a couple days ago about the whole Karen invasion thing, and they said that people have like a disease to the like a sickness that prevents them from wearing the mask. If anything, the mask will help them not be sick. If you think about it,
But I know some people are like, they have irritation, like they have allergies to
good
some
new material
materials.
though.
That's true. But I
It's
understand
not.
where some people come from. Some, not most of them, but
Explain.
like, because some people can't stand wearing masks. Like, it's some sort of mental block of wearing a mask for some reason. Like, you know how,
But they can
um,
just stay inside though.
yeah, it's true. I'm not saying they're right in any way. I'm just
Yeah,
saying there's
yeah.
some people with different limitations, I guess.
Yeah, but okay, there's a difference between having a limitation to the mask and then just being a straight up Karen, just straight up refusing to wear a mask and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to wear this. It's against my rights." There's a
It's not
difference between
violating
that.
any rights.
Yeah, there's a difference between that and just legitimately not being able to wear a mask. And I literally can't get over just wear a mask.
Where does it say in the Constitution that we can't be forced to wear masks?
Oh my gosh, so stupid. It's literally the same thing as wearing clothes. It's just a piece of clothing. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna wear clothes because I refuse to. It's literally the same thing.
It doesn't hurt to put on a piece of like paper for like 20 minutes maximum. I mean, depending on what you're doing. But like going to a store, you're in there for maybe an hour at most, if that. It doesn't
I'm
like
just
it's
gonna
not going
search
to
up
affect you.
like the Karen invasion.
Like
Hold
I
on,
know
I'm looking
Karen
up.
has been like a running joke on the internet for like years, but
Yeah, Karen's been a long running thing, but right now it's like getting worse than ever because of the whole entire like Karen thing, like the coronavirus and the refusing to wear a mask, and then freaking against my rights or whatever that crap is like. Gosh, this makes me mad. I'm
This is
steamed.
completely unrelated to coronavirus, but a Karen story I have. So I was at this Mexican restaurant,
Oh yes,
and
please tell me a Karen story.
the server was insanely nice and respectful.
Yeah.
He like, he was just like a normal waiter, like how they're supposed to be, like friendly and
Mhm.
And so the table night this is before Corona was even a thing. So the table next to us, there was this woman and her husband, and they were like eating chips, and she was complaining about there not being enough salt on the chips, and they didn't have a salt shaker at the table. And so she asked the waiter for some salt, and he went back and he got her some salt, and like apparently he forcefully put it on her table or something, and she just got really pissed off. And she just started yelling at him for no reason, and they had to kick her out of the freaking restaurant. Like everyone freaking stared at her.
That's not really much of that's yeah, it doesn't relate to anything, but I appreciate you sharing that story.
No, but like she was just like being no, she was saying the way you put the salt down on the table was so rude and
Oh yeah,
disrespectful.
there's definitely people like that in the world, 100%. I mean,
Sorry, that was like a
I
random story.
I know a bunch of Karens. Like they're not mean, but they refuse to wear masks. Like a bunch of my friends' parents. I remember I was at on my swim team. I'm not going to name anyone, but we were at this gathering, and me and my mom were in a car, right? And like everyone was getting out and hugging each other with no masks on. Might I remind you? So me and my mom were just in a car. Like it was like a drive-through birthday, right? Like we all meet up in their
Yeah,
parking lot, and then we all drive by their house and honk or whatever. If you don't know what that is. So everyone's just kind of like walking around and hugging each other, and then me and mom are just chilling in the car. And then there's this one mom that comes up to us without a mask on, and then my mom's like, well, "What do I do?" I was like, "Just roll down your window." And so she rolls down her window. The mom walks up to her, no mask. She goes, "Give me a hug. I'm not afraid of this whole stupid virus thing." My mom like really hesitantly gives her a hug, and then she just stands there like talking to us without a mask. I'm like, how ignorant can you be? Like, you're not invincible. You're not some science. There's scientists that have been studying this their whole entire life, and like out of nowhere, you're just gonna act like you know more than them. And that's one
that's
thing
a
I hate is like people think they're so above like science and stuff like that. Like there's people like these people literally study this for their whole entire life. They know so much, and this random Facebook mom is going to tell you like, oh,
Facebook
this
mom.
yeah, this random Facebook mom is going to be like, oh, I know this. This is wrong. I blah 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 blah.
Or like they'll use their
And
job as an excuse. Like if they work at a job where a bunch of people are like there, like at an airport or something, they'll just use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm already exposed to this many people. What's the harm in getting exposed to more people?
yeah, that's it. You remember like yeah, what I said at the beginning? It's like we're all going to get it. What's the point of wearing a mask?
Yeah,
That's
like
literally that ties exactly back to it. That's a good point. It's like that's the worst mentality you can have. You don't want to be helping progress the virus. You want to help stop it and help prevent it, not make it
just
worse.
people will never learn. I
People
can't
never
speak.
learn.
Oh,
Yes.
another rut. I
No.
don't know what to talk about.
Let's try to go to at least 45 minutes. It's like a good plan.
That's a good goal.
That's a good
We can
goal.
just talk about
45.
random stuff.
Okay, so what have you been pretty much doing since the coronavirus thing? Like, what's your daily routine?
My daily routine.
What's your daily coronavirus quarantine routine?
Well, I don't know if I talked about this like in any past episodes, but I finally got my license. So I've been
Oh
like,
yeah, congratulations once again.
yeah, thank you. So I've been like driving around, like showing all my friends my car and everything,
New
just
whip.
doing all that. I've been able to get my own groceries and like just do my own thing. It's been really fun. Like getting your license, like having your license for the first month or so is like the best feeling in the world because you feel so free and independent. So I've just been kind of like driving around doing whatever. Obviously with a face mask. I always carry hand sanitizer in my car too, just in case. But I've been like seeing family members, going to lunch with some family members. I don't know, it's just been really fun. But my daily routine, I wake up,
Oh yeah.
I shower, and then I brush my teeth and I do the normal stuff. And then if I work that day, I get my lifeguard stuff on and I drive to the pool. But if I'm not working, I just kind of like lay there. I
Just
don't really
chill at the
do
house,
anything.
chill at the crib.
Yeah, I chill at the crib.
So right now, if you guys know, I mentioned this on other past episodes that I'm currently swimming right now. I'm on the year-round club swim team. So my practices start at 5:30 in the morning. So I wake up at like 4:30, get ready, go to the pool, swim, and I mean, nobody really wears face masks
I was about
to
to ask that.
practice because I mean you're in the pool for 2 hours and you're out of the pool for like five. But
It's true.
our coach checks our temperature every day with like the little forehead thing.
Yeah, same with our lifeguard
Yeah, our
thing.
lifeguard boss, she checks us every day before. If we're over 100, we have to go home and get tested. If not, we're fine. So he tests us every day. He sprays our hands with this like little spray hand sanitizer thing. We swim. He always makes sure he always makes sure we stay 6 feet apart no matter what. So after I'm done swimming, I go home, eat, and if I go to work, or if I have to work, I just get ready for work, and that's pretty much it. I haven't been to anybody's house since this whole. I haven't been to anybody's house in 2 months.
I haven't been in anybody's house really either.
I haven't hung out with any of my friends for the past 2 months. I haven't hugged someone in 2 months besides people from my family. Okay, this it sounds so sad. I legitimately haven't hugged anyone for 2 months.
That's not good.
That's very. I need human affection,
Yes.
but I mean, it's all in the name of staying safe. If I don't have to, if I'm not allowed to talk to anyone, if I'm not allowed to go to anyone's house, then
You
it's
can't
fine.
even
I
get
mean,
handshakes.
there's a lot of people like this is another big thing. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I need to hang out with my friends. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm like, you have your whole life. A couple months isn't gonna kill you. It's
Exactly.
like,
And you
oh,
can stay in
I need to
touch.
go to a party. I need to keep in touch. I need to go to parties. I need to go to the beach. I need to go to my friends' houses. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But oh well.
But like if you want to do stuff with your friends, what me and a couple of friends have been doing, we've been playing Minecraft on like a
Yeah, just go on
realm.
Discord. Like literally, just go on a Discord, go on a FaceTime call. It's not the same thing. Not even close to being the same thing. It's
It's
not. Yeah,
definitely
it's not
not
even.
nothing near the
It's not.
same thing.
Yeah, it's nowhere near the same thing. But at least being able to see their face, at least being able to talk to them is a lot better than just doing nothing.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't talk about this is a big one. So I was on my way sorry. I was on my way to see my grandpa. He lives all the way in Nixon, which is like a 3.5 hour drive. I got to drive there all by myself, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
But we drove by this little water park. It wasn't little, but we drove by this water park around Katy, and no, like those giant slides where it's like a
Yeah.
giant staircase up. Nobody was wearing masks, and there was like at least 100 people waiting
Oh
in
my gosh.
line.
Yeah, I was about to
No
say.
one was wearing
There was
masks.
near the splash town near us.
Yeah, they have they opened back up?
No, they were gonna open back up, and I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like literally a water park opening up.
No,
That's just disaster
that's
waiting to
begging for
happen.
disaster. Yeah,
That's just waiting for disaster. But I'm glad they chose not to open it. And yeah, I'm just
but
glad they
like
didn't reopen it.
it made me so mad.
I know.
Like,
God,
how are you not gonna wear a mask? Like, if you're gonna go to the water, like they weren't even 6 feet apart. Like people were hugging each other. They
you're
were
right. Oh gosh,
like, come on, at least like if you're gonna not wear a mask, at least stay 6 feet apart. They weren't even doing that.
just hugging each other in a public place,
Exactly.
no shirts on. Oh
Like,
gosh,
come
freaking
on.
cesspool.
But like, it wasn't even like a short line. Like, it was going all the way down the staircase too. That just made me so pissed off.
And if people act like, oh, everything's reopened. I know we just said this like a couple minutes ago that once everything reopened, everybody thought it was just safe. We're all
No,
like the coronavirus is gone. It's literally the opposite. I don't get why we reopened things so early. Yeah, I get it's a business, but things like water parks, they shouldn't be open. Who cares?
I don't care to go to
Things
a water
things
park.
like
I never
things
really
like
cared.
pools, things like water parks and pools and bars, they don't need to be open. Like no, you can live without them. But
Exactly.
like, I mean, for recreational use at least. I mean, like pools, like sports, they need to be open. But like recreational pools, they shouldn't be open.
Yeah, I still don't know why we're open.
I have no idea why we're open every day, just waiting for something bad to happen.
Exactly. I'm just waiting for one person to have it at the pool, and then it spreads
And
everywhere.
yeah, then it spreads everywhere. I mean, hoping that doesn't actually happen. But if it were to happen, then at least we'd be done. I mean, lifeguard season is like a couple weeks done, almost over,
We're
right?
already almost done. Yeah.
We're almost done with it. We're
Well, it
like more than
depends. It depends on when school is coming, because we only end the season because of school. But if school's postponed, then we'll probably still do it.
I'll probably find another job. I don't feel like lifeguarding anymore after I signed up for the summer and nothing more. But
Um,
if we do end up not having school and the pool is just open, I was gonna apply to other jobs and work there in more safe environments than the pool where nobody wears masks and we just get really super close.
exactly.
There's people that like show up in giant groups. It's just not the safest environment to work at, but I mean it's good enough.
I applied for Sonic the other day, so I'm gonna see if they get back to me. So
And
that's
the thing
pretty
about our
interesting.
pool is that the people, I mean, I hope they don't really hope they don't watch this, but the people that like run our pool, I mean, they don't really take it seriously, do they? I mean, they take it seriously, but they don't really like. They're like, oh,
They're being
whatever.
like I used
They're
the
being
word
too
before.
lax
They're being
about it.
super lax. Yeah,
It's like, oh, let's just the pool is open maximum to 100 people. 100 people, 100 people are not going to show up to the pool. Like maybe 50. 50 was a good number.
I remember
They
when
should,
50
they
was
should
like
keep it. They should just keep it at 50 at all times. They
I
shouldn't go
know,
up to 100. It's stupid.
but some businesses are essential, such as like daycares.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
some
So
like
like I said,
some parents can't
essential
watch their kids.
essential businesses should be open, but non-essential businesses should not be open.
Yeah, exactly. I really do hope our company doesn't watch this.
I mean, we're not what is it called? Naming them by name.
It's true.
And I mean, even if we do, I mean, we only have like one or two more years working here. And if we get
If
fired, then
that.
oh well.
But I already said this, but I applied for Sonic, and
You just said that.
yeah, I know, but I'm like trying to go into it,
Oh,
and
go ahead.
oh, never mind. I don't
What?
even.
You forget what you're
this is so
gonna say?
this is so bad. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to end this episode off with a couple of announcements and reminders. So if you guys haven't already followed us on Instagram, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Vincents_Lane. We've been super active on there. I've been posting a lot of stories, a lot of updates. Follow our Twitter. We haven't posted anything on Twitter yet. Tristan's kind of like the main guy in charge of the Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Once
my
the
fault.
episode goes up, go make sure to follow our Instagram, Twitter. Make sure to like and subscribe, and a couple announcements. The website we use for our recording is called Zencaster. We're currently using that right now. It's super easy to use. Yeah, it's the easiest way to record a podcast. And they're coming out with a video beta. It's still in beta right now. I don't know how long it'll take for it to come out, considering the whole coronavirus deal. But once it does come out, we're gonna have actual video recordings in our podcast, and that'll be super awesome. And if we do end up having a lot more guests on here, then you'll be able to see their face too, as long as along with ours. So it'll just be like a lot better.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
pretty cool.
once again, I want to thank you guys again for watching. I know we've been gone for almost a month, but trust me, guys, this will be hopefully our only hiatus. I mean, recording this again really made me realize how much I actually miss recording it. Do you feel the same?
I feel the exact same.
I really miss talking about like our opinions and our views on what's going on in the world right now, and I really hope we have some more guests on here just besides me and you. I mean, not that it's bad with just me and you. It's I really want
It adds another perspective, and that's
yeah,
really
as
interesting.
another perspective about it. And
But
if you guys, once again, want to be on this podcast, feel free to leave a comment below. Feel free to hit us DM on Instagram, tweet us on Twitter, literally anything. I mean, we won't say no. We
we
need
definitely
guests desperately. So, once again, I'm your host, Vincent,
I'm your co-host Tristan.
and we will see you guys in the next episode.